Today we're going to learn how to play the high F note, that's all fingers off your ocarina, introduce 16th notes, and talk about musical phrases. That's coming up. What's up, amigos? My name is David. Welcome back to How to Play Ocarina. Today we're doing lesson 6 right out of my method book of the same name, How to Play Ocarina, which includes all these illustrations, exercises, extra songs, and more. So to grab your own copy or download a PDF, head on over to daviderickramos.com/store or just click the link in the description. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know whenever I post a new lesson. So let's go ahead and review everything we learned in Lesson 5 with this exercise, 6.1. And as you can see, we have a couple dotted rhythms, some rests, a repeat at the end, and let's go ahead and start by playing it together. So take a look at it for a second, and then we'll jump in together. It's also a 3/4 time signature, so I'm going to give us an extra 3 count to make sure we jump in on time, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Good job. Now by yourself. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. And repeat. Good job. Now we're going to introduce 16th notes, which is the smallest duration we're going to learn throughout this entire series. And as you'll recall, the way that we count 8th notes is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But 16th notes get a little bit smaller in that there is an extra note between the 1 and the and. So we would call these 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So if we had a tempo that was like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and you can see how it just gets a little bit, not faster, but there's definitely more rhythms in there. So looking at this first exercise, 6.2, we can see that there are some 8ths and 16ths and it would sound like this. And as per usual, we're going to go ahead and clap this one out just to make sure that we get those rhythms correctly. And this is going to be really slow, but it's okay. So here is our tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4. You got it? Let's try it together. Ready and clap. And 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4. Good job. Let's try playing it with the ocarina. And we'll just play this together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You try it by yourself. And remember, we're just saying 2, 2, 2, 2 to articulate those pitches, okay? 1, 2, ready and play and. Good job. Now let's try clapping out this next one, which is a little bit different because it doesn't have the E's in the 1 E and. It just has 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's going to sound like this. Same tempo. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And let's try it together. 2, ready and clap. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and good job. Now let's play it together on the ocarina. I'll count us in. And it's just going between F and G, okay? 1, 2, F, and play. That's it. You try it by yourself. Ready, and play, and. Good job. Now we're going to go ahead and learn our highest note on this ocarina, which is a high F. And all we're going to do is go from the E position, including our support fingers. And if everything is supported with the left fingers and the right fingers, all you have to do now is lift up your left pinky, and that's going to give you your high F. And again, it should be pretty balanced with those support fingers, so you shouldn't have to worry about dropping it. And remember to use the acute bend if you need that. So let's go ahead and try this next exercise, which is 6.4. And it's just going between the E and F, and it sounds like this. And let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, play. And now by yourself. 1, 2, ready, play. Good job. Now let's talk about a new concept called musical phrasing. And the easiest way to explain a musical phrase is it's basically like a sentence when you're speaking. You know how you will complete an entire thought when you speak a sentence, such as, hello, my name is David. It would be pretty weird if you said, hello, my name is, and then you stop there. So the same concept goes with a musical phrase. It's basically trying to complete a musical thought or idea, and this is usually condensed down to 2 to 4 measures. The way that we can actually see these musical phrases is with a symbol called a slur, which is like a rainbow or a bridge connecting all the notes within a musical phrase. And the great thing about these slurs is that it also gives you hints on places to breathe. Such as in this exercise, you can see that there are perfect spots where we can breathe between these musical phrases. And something to keep in mind when you're playing these is you want them to sound as connected as possible. Let me give you an example by playing it. And because we have some 16th notes, I'm going to slow down the tempo a bit. Hopefully you have an idea of what those musical phrases sound like. Let's go ahead and try it together. And also just take note that there's a couple big interval leaps in measures 5 and 6, so you're going to be doing some finger acrobatics going from high notes to low notes. So let's try it together. And I'm going to count us in. 1, 2, ready, play. Good job. There's a lot of tricky intervals throughout this piece, so if you want to rewind it and play through it a couple times with me, go ahead. But now it's your chance to give it a shot yourself, and I will count you in. 1, 2, ready, play. Great job. All right, we're on our first of 2 songs for this lesson, and you can see this song looks a little bit longer than usual, but hopefully you'll enjoy playing it. It's one of my favorites. There's a couple things to note that I'll let you discover for yourself, but I do want to point out 2 things. It is in a 3/4 time signature, so keep that in mind, and the slurs on some of these rhythms are actually only 3 notes. So the best way to play these is just try to make them sound beautiful and connected. Take a look at it for a minute, pause the video if you need to, and then you can give it a try. Okay, here is our tempo, and I will count you in. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Great job. Now let's go ahead and try it together. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Good job. Now we're on to our last song of the lesson. There are a lot of 16th notes in this one, so be sure to clap it out first before you give it a try. Just a little hint, remember that the 8th, 16th, 16th rhythm is 1 and a 2 and a ba, 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 ba. Okay? Take a minute or 2 to look this one over, and then you can give it a shot. All right, here's our tempo. It's going to sound really slow, but it's going to help with those 16ths. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 1, and play. And. And repeat. Did you figure out what song it was? Let's try it together. And 1, 2, 1, and play. And. Great job. That is going to do it for today's lesson. Awesome job as usual. Once again, if you'd like to have a physical or digital copy of all these exercises and illustrations, be sure to head over to my website, daviderickramos.com/lore, to grab your own copy. A very special thank you to my patrons for making these tutorials possible. And if you'd like to help support these as well, be sure to head over to patreon.com/docjazz4, where you can also download MP3s, backtracks, sheet music, learn more about one-on-one lessons, and more. So thank you for checking that out. We'll see you back here next week for lesson 7. And until then, hope you have an amazing week. We'll see you then.